My name is Suvarna Rao, working as the Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology. I'm taking the subject is e-commerce. Today I will take the topic is the design electronic payment system. Okay, one of the important topic from the e-commerce subject. Name of the topic is design electronic payment system. How to design the electronic payment. Okay. Here, the design and electronic payment systems involve several key components and considerations to ensure security, efficiency, and user friendliness. So, that is also one of the important things. There are so many components also there. Several components, key components, and the considerations are ensure security is the one of the important component, and efficiency and user friendliness. These three things also most important in the designing electronic payment system. Here a high level overview of the key stuffs and components involved. So different types of the high level key components also there. I will discuss today topic. Topic name is design electronic payment system in e-commerce. So what is the requirement analysis? This is also one of the important. In the software development life cycles like that, in the life cycle having different types of the requirements is there. As it is in the design electronic payment system also, you want some requirements is required. Here is the different types of the requirement is called the requirement analysis. First, gather the requirement, then apply the analysis also required. Okay. Understand the requirement of the system, include user types, okay, and different types of the merchants or customers or administrator, whatever it may be. These are the types of the transactions like online, having another transaction is called the in-person transaction, and third one is the P2P transaction. Is the currency supported, security requirement, regulatory compliances, scalability, etc. So, such type of requirement is very useful from the designing electronic payment system. Here, first one is the requirement analysis. Here, any online business, those type of the or these types of the requirement is very useful in the online businesses. Okay. What about the merchant? What about the customer? What about the administrator? These are the three types. Three types of the things or persons also there. Okay. Merchant is the different than the customer sometimes. Customer is different than the administrators. Okay. All types of the different types of transactions we are using. One is the online, in-person. Okay. Other one is the P2P transactions. Okay. You can use this one is a different type of the currency supported like security requirement, regulatory compliances and scalability, etc. So the design electronic payment system is also one of the important thing from the e-commerce business. The most today I will discuss the most important topic is called architecture design in the designing electronic payment system. How to create the architecture? What about the architecture? These include one of the most important subheading or important thing is called client interfaces. What is the client interface? Here, the develop user-friendly interfaces for both customer and merchants to facilitate and receive payment. Here, interact with the client and administrator or client and merchant. These things also required. Any develop user-friendly interfaces for both customers and merchants to initiate and receive the payment. It is also one of the important architectural view in the design electronic payment system. And second point is going to the second point is server-side logic. Server is the service provider having different types of the logics also required. The implement server-side logic responsibilities for the processing transactions is the responsibility of the server-side logic, and handling account balance to maintain the balance. How is the receiving, how much are the sending, all those things also required. And third one is called the authentication authorization. This is called the security aspects in the server side. Why? Because of you can maintain the server side logic. More important thing is called the authentication and authorization. These are the responsibility is called the server side logic. In the sense, server data is the more secure or very authenticated and authorizations also required. Why? Because of the online businesses, server is the more important. What is meant by server? Server nothing but a good service provider stores all those things in transaction data or digital data, whatever any type of the data we can store and retrieve comfortably. So server side logic could maintain that is the main agenda of the architecture design from the design electronic payment system. So that is also one of the important things. And going to the another one is the database design. What is the data? Data nothing but a raw facts is called the data. Okay, collection of raw facts is called information. The store the information is properly is called the data management. And the entire handling, retrieve the data and retrieve the data and storing the data is called the database management system. Here, the database management system, also one of the very important thing in the design electronic payment system. Here, the architectural design point of view, database is the one of the backbone on the complete architecture. What is the how to working on this database design? In this aspects, the design a robust database schemas to store user accounts or transaction history or merchant details, etc. Here, the main purpose of the database nothing but a store the data in the transaction time and previous time, whatever it may be. After completion of the transaction, entire information also will be stored in the database permanently. In the database, having different types of the techniques of it is called the data warehousing and data mining also. Data warehousing nothing but a repository of the data in the permanently. Data mining nothing but a retrieving of the data with help of the some tools using the data warehouse. So the database also in the one of the important thing, the entire database you can create a set of tables and permanently stored from the server system. Okay, and integration with payment gateway is the another important thing. What about the integration with payment gateway? The integrate with the third party payment gateways are developed in the house payment processing solutions to facilitate transaction security. So the integration with payment gateways nothing but we can provide some pockets or gateways. The any third parties are integrated. Then payment gateways are developed in a house payment processing. So the solutions of the facilitates transaction securely. We can implement the architecture design. One of the important thing from the architecture view in the design electronic payment system. So the then after we can use of the API. Okay, the API say how to develop the API. Develop API application program interfaces for the seamless integration with the third party application. So the API, one of the displays all those things. Application program interfaces is the most powerful role to play from the any online business, any operating system. So the develop API for seamless integration with the third party applications like websites and mobile apps also. Okay, Here, I will discuss in the architectural design is one of the most important thing is called the client interfaces, and second point is the server side logic also required. Third one is the database designs, and fourth one integration with the payment gateway, and finally this slide is called the API design. So the architectural design, it is a very important concept or very important thing from the design electronic payment system from the e-commerce. E-commerce, it is the one of the backbone, right? Because of any architecture design could create these things also required client interfaces, server side logic, and database design, and the integration with payment gateway, and finally API design. So the design electronic payment system we can create is a one type of program, then build those things also required, enter things treated as a architectural design. And second point, one of the important design electronic payment system, second point is called the security measures. Security in the sense you can protect the data. Authentication and authorization is called the security. Security, one of the important thing, those information is secure. Yeah, secure or not. Here, how to secure the data, nothing but a most important common thing is called the encryption. The legitimate data is converted to the unlegitimate data. Other than the ciphertext could be converted into the plain text, or plain text to convert into the cipher. Such type of technique is called the encryption with help of the key. So encryption in the sense design electronic payment point of view implements storing encryption protocols to protect sensitive data during the transmission and storage. Okay, the transaction time, what data is the transmitted? Nothing but receiving data and sending data. All this, how to store the data, any some transaction numbers also created. So the encryption is the most powerful tool in the design electronic payment system, will be treated as a security measures. Without encryption, not getting any security. So encryption, you can use the different types of protocols and different types of the algorithms could be implemented. For example, RSA algorithm and blowfish algorithm. Different types of the encryption algorithms also there. Encryption, decryption algorithms. Okay. Then after tokenization. Tokenization, nothing but it is the one of the easiest way. After completion of the encryption, the data is divided into the tokens, are treated as a unique key tokens. Now, the tokenization, nothing but use tokenization techniques to replace sensitive card and bank accounts. Okay, details with the unique tokens. Nothing but replaced on the other information could be treated as a token or is called the tokenization. Then after other important security aspect is called two-factor authentication, 2FA. The stands for 2FA is called the two-factor authentication. Here, enhance security by implementing 2FA for user authentication. We can use the security measure. Encryption is the one level of the security. Then going to the 2FA is the it is the one of the most powerful and secure security could be provided into the online transaction. Why? Because of enhance the security by implementing 2FA for user authentication. Very secure manner to implement the 2FA techniques. And third important security thing is called the fraud detection. Most of them, any online business, we can reduce the fraud, we can reduce the corruption, we can reduce the unethical transactions. All those things comes under fraud detection. Here, the employee fraud detection algorithms and monitoring systems to detect and prevent fraudulent transactions. So, fraud detection also we can reduce the fraud detection. Then the transaction is the more security. It is the one of the security measure. We can reduce the fraud detection. That is also one of the important thing. And the compliances. Here compliances nothing but ensure compliances with industry standards such as PCI, okay, DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. Okay, DSS stands for Payment Card Industry Data Security Standards, and the GDPR also, other compliances also there, General Data Protection Definition. We can use DSS and GDPR and PCI. It is the one of the measurements of the compliances. The compliances is the one of the protection layer. Okay, is the protection of file. You need to make a file. Also, you can use the security measures in the design electronic payment system. So, the security it is the most important tool from the any online businesses. Another importance of it is the design electronic payment system is called the payment processing. It is the one of the important role. You can buy a one product, then after payment processing is the most important. So payment processing is the one of the important thing. Here, three things also there. One is the authorization and settlement and transaction monitoring. These three comes under treated as a payment processing system. Here, based on the authorization regarding to the payment processing systems, we can use validate and authorize transactions in the real time, ensuring the funds are available and that the transaction is the legitimate. Then going to the transactions in the legitimate way could implement into the payment processing system. It is called the real, not a duplicate or unofficial transactions. The type of thing is called the authorization. And going to the second point is called the settlement. Settlement authority, we can done the processing. Okay, facilitate the settlement process to transfer funds between the customer and merchants accounts. The transfer to the amount is the customer to merchant account. Receive the merchant, the transaction is completed. Such type of technique is called the settlement. In the sense, receive the amount and the delivery of the product is after completion of the settlement. And other important thing is called the transaction monitoring. Here also will be effectively working on the any payment processing system. The monitor transaction in the real time to detect suspicious activities and prevent fraud. Prevent fraud and suspicious activities after completion of the transaction or within the transaction. What happened going on internally, then some observation also required. So type of technique is called the transaction monitoring. Why? Because in the intruders enter into the this payment transaction systems. Unfortunately, third party or intruders are entered, the entire system is failure. Manual transactions could be done. So the transaction monitoring, it is also very important task from the payment processing through designing electronic payment systems. Here, the monitor transactions in the real time to detect suspicious activity and prevent fraud also one of the things. User experience. After completion of the transaction, what happened? What is the feedback? How to protect the service, provide the services, all those things, nothing but a user experience. The simplified checkout, it is also one of the important thing. And second one is the model optimization and personalization. These three things could be treated as a user experiences. Streamline the checkout process to make it fractionless is possible for the customer. Okay, in the fraction of second, the transaction will be done then customer will be satisfied, then automatically one of the best experience in the user. And second one is mobile optimization. What is meant by mobile optimization? Optimality in the sense unethical information you can reduce from the data. Okay, a minimization of the data is called the optimization. Here, the mobile optimization activity ensure the compatibility and usability across various devices, especially mobile devices also. Here, the mobile optimization activity, it is the one of the robustness. You can run anywhere. I can see the anywhere in the other device. So, step of technique is called the mobile optimization. So, ensure capability and usability across various devices, especially mobile devices. So, step of technique is called the mobile optimization. Then going to the last point in the user experience is called the personalization. What is meant by personalization? Provide personalized recommendations and offer based on user transaction history and preferences. So here also the personalization activity, you can store the history and further references or preferences, those things also required. So the user experience and these three things also required. One is the simplified checkout and mobile optimization, and thirdly personalizations. These three things is the very important concepts from the user experience in designing electronic payment system in the e-commerce business. And another important point is called the design electronic payment system. One of the important things is called the reporting and analytics. Here, the transaction reporting is the one technique. How to analytics, also another technique. And two techniques also there to generate details report for the user and merchants to track the transaction history, sales performance, etc. The reporting data on how much transaction could be done, in the sense transaction history and sales history, all those things could be required from the reporting. In the sense, reporting and analytics, one of the important things is that the transaction reporting comes under generate details reports for user and merchants to track their transaction history, sales performance, etc. So, the design electronic payment system to be implemented, reporting and analytics also one of the important criteria from the subject. And another important thing is the analytics. What is meant by analytics? Utilize data analytics to gain insight into user behavior and spending patterns and market trends. Enter any systematic approach to play understanding of the businesses or understanding of the reporting analytics is called the analytics. Utilize data analytics to gain insight into user behavior, spending patterns and market firms treated as a design electronic payment system, one of the important things from the reporting and analytics. And this is also customer point of view is called the KYC. Know your customer treated as a KYC. It is called the regulatory compliances. Unfortunately, any fraud, any damages, any problem will be there. Based on the rules and regulations, we can go to the regulatory compliances. Put on case also. Okay. Here three things also there. One is the KYC. The second one is the AML, anti-money laundering, and tax compliances. Here, one is the KYC, and second one is the AML, and third one is the tax compliances. What is meant by KYC? It is the purely related to the customer and company, know your customer details. KYC stands for know your customer. Implement KYC procedure to verify the identity of the user and completely with anti-money laundering regulations. Okay, can provide the your KYC and receiving the company KYC also. And second one, AML, anti-money laundering, implementing the measures to detect and prevent money laundering activities. So, the implement measure to detect and prevent money laundering activities also one of the important role to play from the regulatory compliances is called designing electronic payment system and the tax compliances. Tax nothing but after completion of the transaction, you can pay the some tax in the government sector. Here, the tax compliances, GST or tax compliances, whatever it may be, could be detected or collected by the government of India or any governments in the world. Ensure compliances with the tax regulation and facilitate tax reporting for user and merchant. Those tax are collected both parties, user and merchants. That is also here. These three things also is the legally you can provide. So step of authentication is the legality could provide the regulatory compliances. Comes under three things. One is the KYC, known as known your customer, and AML, anti-money laundering, and finally tax compliances. The three things also very useful from the regulatory compliances in designing electronic payment system. The design electronic payment system is the one of the responsibility is called the scalability and the reliability. It is the service motto means these two things. What is meant by scalability and reliability? Comes under two things also there: cloud infrastructure and load balancing. These two things treated as a scalability and reliability. Here, cloud infrastructure includes the scalability, could infrastructures to handle fluctuations in the transactions value and ensure high availability. And second point is load balancing. Implement load balancing techniques to distribute incoming traffic evenly across multiple servers. So these two things also very important from the design electronic payment system is called the scalability and reliability. And a design electronic payment system in the e-commerce to implement the another important thing is called the testing and quality assurance. And the test the product and transactions, the data test, all those things could treated as a testing. What is meant by testing? Whether the data is the validate or verification. Testing nothing but data is the validate and the verification, and moreover should be check the quality. It is the genuine or not. Okay. Here different types of the testings also there in the testing strategies. One is the unit testing. So what does I mean by unit testing? Unit testing also one of the basic testing from the programming side or material side, whatever. The test individual components and functions to ensure they works as intended. That is called the unit testing. Unit testing nothing but entire data will be divided into the small blocks. Then all blocks are executed. Then done the execution of the unit testing. Then could apply the integration testing. What is the integration? Nothing but a combination of the unit testings. Combine the or concatenation of the unit testing is called the integration testing. Here, the test and the interaction between different components to identify to fix a integration issues is called the testing and quality assurances. And security testing nothing but a condition is the authentication, the authorization is called the security. Performs penetration testing and vulnerability assessment to identify the address security or weaknesses. The type of testing is called the security testing. And deployment and maintenance also one of the important thing from the design electronic payment system is called the continuous deployment. Deployment comes under it is the good provide the good services or good maintenance. Such type of thing is called the deployment and maintenance. Here, continuous deployment, okay, the implement continuous integration and deployment, CA and CD, pipelines to automate the deployment process and ensure rapid updates. Can develop the day-to-day or up-to-date information is also required. So step of technique is called the continuous deployment. And second point is the monitoring and maintenance. It is comes under is the one of the deployment and maintenance. The monitor system performance, one is the security and the reliability and performance regular maintenance to address any issues that arise. So the continuous deployment or monitoring and maintenance comes under deployment and maintenance of the design electronic payment system. So this is the entire thing from the deployment, all those things. So my final view of the today, I will conclude the classes is called the design electronic payment system. It is the most useful techniques from the e-commerce. By following these steps, I will explain the so many steps or considerations. You can design and implement an electronic payment systems that meets the needs of the user, okay, merchants and regulatory authorities while providing a secure and seamless payment experiences. So this is also one of the important thing or important class from the e-commerce. Okay. These are my references. Different types of the references is there. Okay. First book is the Frontiers of the Electronics Commerce, introducing by the Ravi Kolkatla, Wisdom and Andrews B. Okay. The PSL Education, first the introducing of the 1996, and different types of the reference books is there. 1, 2, 3. One is the e-commerce strategies, technology and applications, introducing of the Tata McGreevy, year of the 2000. And third, and second one is the e-commerce, the cutting edge businesses, also one of the important. And third one is global electronics commerce, the theory and case studies also another important. Having some different types of the references also there. This is also one of the important references from the today classes. Okay. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.